The A-10 sits on a dusty runway in Arizona, engines silent, paint weathered under the desert sun. For nearly 50 years, the United States Air Force has tried to retire it, and for nearly 50 years, it has refused to disappear. This is the story of one of the ugliest, most stubborn aircraft ever built, and why the people who depend on close air support keep fighting to preserve its mission. Picture 1991, the deserts of Iraq. A slow, twin-engine jet drops low over the sand, close to the battlefield. It isn't fast, it isn't sleek, but when its cannon opens fire, armored targets are suddenly in serious trouble. That gun, the GAU-8 Avenger, is a 30mm Gatling cannon capable of firing up to 3,900 rounds per minute. The A-10 was designed around it, with the cannon mounted along the aircraft's centerline. Its ammunition includes armor-piercing rounds, including depleted uranium ammunition.
Pilots gave it a nickname that stuck: the Warthog. Not because it was beautiful, because it wasn't, because it was tough, low, and impossible to ignore. But here's the twist. The Air Force has never been completely comfortable with it. From the moment it entered service in the late 1970s, the Warthog was an outsider. Built around a specialized mission, close air support and attacks against armored vehicles, it was designed for a Cold War battlefield where Soviet tanks were expected to dominate the ground war. Then came the danger that should have made that mission impossible. In combat, the A-10 flies low and slow, putting it closer to enemy ground fire than many faster aircraft. So engineers built it to survive. They wrapped the cockpit and critical systems in titanium armor, creating what pilots famously call the bathtub. The armor varies in thickness, reaching roughly 1.5 inches in some areas, while redundant flight control and hydraulic systems give the aircraft additional protection against battle damage.
Warthogs have returned from combat with major damage, and pilots have survived. That survivability became legend. In Iraq and Afghanistan, ground troops under attack came to associate the A-10 with a very specific kind of reassurance: an aircraft designed to stay near the battlefield, remain on station, and deliver close air support when troops needed it most. The A-10's long loiter time and low-altitude maneuverability made it particularly suited to that role. And yet, again and again, the Pentagon has pushed toward retirement. Newer jets, newer technology, a fleet built for future wars against future enemies. On paper, the argument against the Warthog is straightforward. The A-10 is an aging aircraft, and the Air Force believes newer platforms, such as the F-35, can provide close air support while also surviving in more heavily defended environments. But the debate never truly disappeared.
Every time retirement came closer, something changed. Sometimes it was Congress, sometimes it was combat, and sometimes it was the simple question of whether the A-10's unique capabilities could be replaced quickly enough. Then, in April 2026, the Air Force changed course again. Instead of retiring the A-10 fleet on its previous schedule, the service extended the aircraft's life until at least 2030, as A-10s remained involved in combat operations in the Middle East. And the story didn't stop there. In July 2026, a bipartisan group in Congress introduced the BERT Act, a bill that would require the Air Force to maintain A-10s through fiscal year 2033 until a certified replacement is operational. So here it is in 2026, not extinct, not forgotten, and still flying, while America debates exactly how and when its mission should finally be replaced. For years, Air Force planners have pushed to retire this aircraft. Budget battles have repeatedly put its future at risk.
and modernization plans have increasingly focused on replacing it with newer platforms. And still, it flies. Maybe that's the real story here. Not a machine that refuses to become obsolete, but proof that in war, brute survival sometimes matters more than elegance. The Warthog was never meant to be beautiful. It was built to endure. It was built to get close. It was built to keep fighting when the battlefield became dangerous. And somehow, against decades of predictions, the A-10 is still here. The question now isn't whether the Warthog is old. It is. The real question is whether America can replace what it does without losing what made it legendary. Until that answer is certain, the A-10 Warthog may refuse to die. This is US Chronovault.